Go ahead. Just quickly on the call, Jacob said, characterized this as useful, says there's more work to do, but big picture, is there a sense that as one of the results of this call that tensions are now lessened as a, like sort of what's the sense of tension?
The way we see our relationship with Russia is that the president and leaders in this administration are going to be direct and clear where we have concerns, as the president was on this call. There are also areas where in the same call we are going to discuss how we can work together. Our objective, a large portion of this call, as Jake Sullivan just outlined, was on Ukraine and our concerns about the military buildup on the border and our concerns about the bellicose rhetoric. But the proof is in the pudding and the eating. I can't even remember exactly the president's statement on that or his saying he likes to say, but really our objective and our focus is not on the tone. It is on what their actions are. And we would like, of course, to see them de-escalate and most importantly, not to invade. If they do, part of this call was to convey clearly there will be consequences and significant ones. Go ahead.
What would be a sign to the president that Putin got the message today? Would it be for him to start to pull troops back, and when?
Again, I'm not going to assess that or provide an assessment of that from here. We will know if Russia and President Putin decides to invade Ukraine. I don't think that will be a secret, and so we will certainly be watching that. Our preference is, of course, for that not to happen, and the president made clear that there is an off-ramp here, and that we want to have a diplomatic path. We have a diplomatic path forward to have these discussions, but I think that will be clear. I don't think it will be a secret. That is what we're working to prevent.
Is the administration starting to put plans in place in case Americans in Ukraine need to be evacuated quickly?
I know there was some reporting about this. Of course, the military does contingency planning for a range of potential scenarios in order to keep the U.S. personnel safe. And when a security situation warrants it, the State Department issues travel notices and security warnings to U.S. citizens. That's how the process broadly works, but it's not the standard process for the United States government to evacuate U.S. citizens. Typically, if a security situation deteriorates, the State Department issues a travel warning or a travel advisory. Obviously, our embassy would provide consular service. We're not even at that point right now.
Are there any lessons that were learned during the mass evacuation in Afghanistan that are already being heeded this time around as you begin contingency planning?
I think it's really important for people not to compare the two. I mean, of course, you can ask any question you want, but Afghanistan was a war zone. We were at war for 20 years. What we're talking about here is a situation we are trying to work to de-escalate and move towards a diplomatic path, but it is not a comparable situation in our view. And also, I would say that it is not standard, as you all know from our discussions about Ethiopia, for the U.S. government to plan for, we plan for everything, but to evacuate on military planes American citizens. There is a lengthy process that we undergo typically around the world. Go ahead.